Welcome, my dear learners, for this course on finite element analysis. In this module 2, we are discussing on analysis of 1D bars and trusses. So far, we have solved a numerical problem on analysis of truss. Let us continue our discussion on analysis of truss. The problem number 2 of our discussion states that consider the 3-bar truss shown in figure. Determine the nodal displacements, stresses in each element, and support reaction. Area A1 is 1500 mm square, area A2 and area A3 are equal, which are 2000 mm square, and Young's modulus is 200 GPa. Let us solve this problem as usual. Now, coming for the sign convention for force, we have sign convention for force is based on the coordinates axis of Cartesian coordinate. So, force acting from left to right is taken as positive, whereas force acting from right to left is taken as negative. Force acting upwards in y-axis is positive, force axis downwards in y-axis is negative. As I said in our previous problem itself, always fix the origin to extract the nodal data such that the entire truss lies in the first quadrant. So therefore, I will take node 1 as the origin. So I will fix node 1 as the origin. So thereby, if I fix node 1 as the origin, the entire truss will lie in the first quadrant. So moving for step 1. Step 1 is finite element model. If I go for finite element model, we have 3 elements. So therefore, he has given element 1 as the one which is horizontal, and the node numbers are 1 and 2. The globally least node number is 1 and next highest number is 2. So therefore, this is initial node and this is final node. So this is node number 1 and this is node number 2, which is initial node for us and which is final node for us. At node number 1, I should compute displacement u1 and v1. At node number 2, I should compute u2 and v2. Coming for element 2, so element 2 is like this. This is element number 1. So element 2 is like this. So among these two, 2 is the globally least node number. Therefore, this is the initial node and this is the final node. So hence, at node number 2, I should compute u2 and v2. This is node number 2, and here we have node number 3. At node number 3, I should find u3 and v3. This is element 2. And coming for element 3 is like this. So this is node number 3. You have u3 and v3, and this is node number 1. This is u1 and v1, and we have element number 3. So among 1 and 3, 1 is least and 3 is the next higher number. Therefore, this is the initial node and this is the final node. Kindly make a note. Globally least node number is the initial node for that element. Among 2 and 3, 2 is least, 3 is the highest. So this is the initial node, this is final node. Among 1 and 3, 1 is the least, 3 is the next higher. Therefore, this is the initial node and this is the final node. Hope the concept is clear. This is about the finite element model. Apart from that, if you observe the loading condition at node number 3, so since it is inclined at an angle of 45 degrees, if I resolve the load, we will get the load is like this at an angle of 45 degrees, whose magnitude is 150 kilonewtons. If I resolve, I will get force like this from resolution of forces. So therefore, force in x direction at node 3 will be 150 into cos of 45 degrees, whereas force in y direction at node 3 will be 150 into sine of 45 degrees, which is nothing but 150 into cos of 45, which is 106.066. Since if you observe the direction is in negative x direction, so therefore this is minus, hence we will get the answer as minus 106.066 kilonewtons, and this is also equal to the same because sin 45 is equal to cos 45, which are equal to 1 by root 2. Hence, I will get the answer as 106.066 kilonewtons, because the force 150 itself is in kilonewtons. So both are negative because this is also acting in negative y direction and this is also acting in negative x direction. Now moving ahead for step 2, that is nodal coordinate data. Step 2, that is nodal coordinate data. First we have node number, its value in x direction, its value in y direction. There are 3 nodes, 1, 2 and 3. Node number 1 itself is origin, so therefore x1, y1 are 0. At node number 2, the distance x is 800 mm, distance y is 0. At node number 3, distance x is 400 and distance y is also 400. So this is about nodal coordinates. Now moving ahead, all dimensions are in millimeters. Moving ahead for step 3, that is direction cosine matrix. We have element number, initial node, then we have final node. So thereby we can find x initial, x final, y initial, y final. Hence you can find the length of the element, which is equal to root of x final minus x initial whole square plus y final minus y initial the whole square. Next, coming for direction cosine, L is equal to cos theta, which is equal to x final minus x initial by length of the element, and m equal to sin theta, which is equal to y final minus y initial by length of the element. So if I calculate the values, I will get, we have totally 3 elements and also we have only 3 nodes. Now for element 1, if I consider element 1, the node numbers are 1 and 2, so therefore initial node is 1, final node is 2. Initial node is 1, final node is 2. Coming for element 2, the least is 2, therefore 2 is initial, 3 is final. So initial node is 2, final node is 3. Coming for element 3, among 1 and 3, 1 is the least, so therefore this is initial node and this is final node. So initial node is 1, final node is 3. So now x initial, that is x1, y1, x2, y2 is what I should write. x1 is 0, x2 is 800. y1 is 0, y2 is 0. Similarly for element 2 I should read for x2, x3, y2, y3. So x2 is 800 and x3 is 400. Coming for y2, y2 is 0, y3 is 400. For element 3, the node numbers are 1 and 3, so therefore I should read x1, x3, y1, y3. So x1 is 0, x3 is 400, y1 is 0, y3 is 400. Now coming for computing the length of the element, the length of element 1 through the visual inspection itself I can state it is 800 mm. That's what I will get from calculating using this formula also. Coming for element 2, length of element 2 will be root of 800 minus 400 square plus 0 minus 400 whole square, which is nothing but 565.685. 565.685 mm. Length of element 3 will be root of 400 square plus 400 square, which is 565.685. 565.685. Length of element 2 and element 3 are same. Next, coming for direction cosine cos theta, that is x final is 800 minus x initial is 0 divided by length is 800, which is 1. Coming for sin theta, it is 0 by anything is 0, therefore it is 0. Next, coming for element 2, we have x final as 400 minus x initial as 800 divided by length is 565.685, which is minus 0.707, minus 0.707. Next, y final is 400 minus y initial is 0 divided by 565.685, which is turning out to be plus 0.707. Next, coming for L value of element 3, it is 400 minus 0 divided by length of the element is 565.685, which is plus 0.707. Coming for M value, we have, it remains same, 400 minus 0 divided by 565.685, which is plus 0.707. Now let us verify whether these direction cosines are correct or wrong by using angle method. So for element 1 is the initial node, the angle in the positive x direction is 0, so therefore cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, correct. Now coming for here, let us measure this angle theta and measure cos theta and sin theta. So always theta is measured from positive x direction in counterclockwise direction. So this angle is known to us, this angle is tan inverse of opposite side by adjacent side, it is 400 by 400. So therefore this angle is 45 degrees. So this angle will be 180 minus 45, that is 135 degrees. Here the theta is 135 degrees. So if theta is 135 degree, then cos 135 is minus 0.707, sin 135 is plus 0.707, it is correct. Now coming for element 3, among 1 and 3, 1 is the least, so therefore this is the initial node. So at initial node, from the positive x direction, measuring angle theta in counterclockwise direction, it is clear for us, it is 45 degrees, because tan inverse of 400 by 400 is 45. So therefore cos 45 and sin 45 is equal to 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 is 0.707, which is correct. So therefore the answers are correct. Now moving ahead for step number 4. Moving ahead for step 4. Step 4 is to find element stiffness matrix. Coming for element stiffness matrix, we have already derived element stiffness matrix for truss is given by AE by length of the element L square LM m square minus l square minus lm minus lm minus m square, and then we have minus l square minus lm minus lm minus m square. Here I will get l square lm lm m square. Now coming for element 1, so if I substitute and solve for element 1, area of element 1 is 1500 into area is 1500, Young's modulus is 200 into 10 to the power of 3 megapascals, divided by length of element 1 is 800. So which is turning out to be 10 power 3 of 375. So I can take 10 power 3 common, and I have 375 with me. So let me take it as 375. So if I solve, I have L for element 1 as 1, M is 0, so it is 1 0 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0 plus 1 0 0 0. So therefore I will get the answer as 10 power 3 times 375 0 minus 375 0 0 0 0 0 minus 375 0 0 0, and we have plus 375 0 0 and 0. Now in order to get the global stiffness matrix, I want to write the displacements. For element 1, the displacements are u1 v1 u2 v2. So writing it, I have u1 v1 u2 v2 u1 v1 u2 v2. Next, moving for element 2. For element 2, we have the area as 2000. Young's modulus is 200 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by length of the element 2 is 565.685. So if I solve, I will get 10 to the power of 3 into 707.107. So coming for direction cosines, L is minus 0.707, so it is 1 by root 2 square, L square is 1 by 2, so therefore I will get 0.5. Coming for product of L and M, I will get minus 0.5 minus 0.5 plus 0.5. Here I will have minus 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 and minus 0.5. So minus 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 minus 0.5. Next we have plus 0.5 minus 0.5 minus 0.5 plus 0.5. So if I take 10 to the power of 3 common, so I left out with 707.107, which is 2000 into 200 divided by 565.685 multiplied by 0.5, which is nothing but 353.55. So you get the answer as 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55 plus 353.55. So this will come here, and multiplying the negative sign, I will get minus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55 and minus 353.55. So this will go here. And coming for the displacements of element 2 are u2 v2, u3 v3. So if I write, I will get u2 v2, u3 v3. Similarly, we have u2 v2, u3 v3 vertically also. Now coming for the final element, that is for element 3, if I write, so I will get the answer as same if I write the direction cosine matrix, because we have length same, area same and Young's modulus same. So therefore this value remains same, only change is the direction cosine matrix. So in the direction cosine matrix we have both are plus, so therefore first 4 terms will become plus for us. So hence I get the element stiffness matrix for element 3 as plus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55. So minus 353.55. Let me complete this matrix. Now the displacements are for element 3 u1 v1, u3 v3. So we have u1 v1, u3 v3, u1 v1, u3 v3. So this completes the element stiffness matrix. Now if I go for step number 5, that is global stiffness matrix. Now moving for step number 5, we have global stiffness matrix. Coming for global stiffness matrix K, which is equal to, we have 10 power 3 common in all these element stiffness matrix. The order of the global stiffness matrix in case of truss is 2n cross 2n, where n is number of nodes. Since we have 3 nodes, the order is 6 cross 6. These 6 are unknown displacements which are to be calculated. u1, v1, u2, v2, u3, v3, and we have u1, v1, u2, v2, u3 and v3. Now take 4 at a time and place it. So if I take these 4, the order is u1 v1, u1 v1. So it will come here. It is 375, 0, 0, 0. So next 4 if I take, it is u2 v2, u1 v1. So it will come here, minus 375, 0, 0 and 0. If I take next 4, it is u1 v1, u2 v2. So u1 v1, u2 v2, it will come here, minus 375, 0, 0, 0. So if I take last 4, the order is u2 v2, u2 v2. This u2 v2 cross u2 v2 will come here, that is 375, 0, 0, 0. Next move for element 2. So order of these 4 is u2 v2, u2 v2. So u2 v2 cross u2 v2 is here overlapping, so therefore I should add. So it will be plus 353.55, 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55 and plus 353.55. Next, if I take these 4, the order is u3 v3, u2 v2. So u3 v3, u2 v2 will come here. So I should place it here. It will be minus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55 minus 353.55. Next, moving for next 4, it is u2 v2 cross u3 v3. u2 v2 cross u3 v3 will come here, that is minus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55 and minus 353.55. Next, going for last 4, it is u3 v3 cross u3 v3. u3 v3 cross u3 v3 will come here, that is plus 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55 and plus 353.55. Now going for the last K3, if I choose these 4, the order is u1 v1 cross u1 v1. So these 4 will get added to this one, u1 v1 cross u1 v1. So therefore plus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55 plus 353.55. Next, if I go for these 4, it is u3 v3 plus u1 v1. u3 v3 plus u1 v1 will come here, minus 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55. Next, moving for this 4, it is u1 v1 cross u3 v3. u1 v1 cross u3 v3 will come here. So therefore, we should write minus 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55 minus 353.55. Moving for last 4, it is u3 v3 cross u3 v3. So we get added here. So I will write it as plus 353.55 will become 2 times. So therefore, will become 2 into. Now here I should add. So therefore, plus into minus will become 0. Here I should add, it will become 0. Here I should add, it will become 2 times. So this completes the assembly of global stiffness matrix. Now, if I write it properly, I will get the answer as, now this term will become 375 plus 353.55, which is nothing but 728.55. This is 353.55. This is 353.55 and this is 353.55. And coming over here, it is 728.55. 728.55. This will become minus 353.55 minus 353 plus 353. Next, it is 2 times. We have 2 into 353.55, which is turning out to be 707.1. So these two are 707.1. So this is the step 5, wherein which we have calculated the global stiffness matrix. If you observe, the terms are added diagonally. So the terms are added diagonally. Next, moving for step 6, that is load vector. If I observe load vector, we have always trusses subjected for point load. Hence, the load vector is fx1, fx2, fy1, fx2, fy2, fx3, fy3. This is equal to fx1. At node 1 we don't have any load, so therefore fx1 is 0, fy1 is 0. At node 2 we have load of 15 kN along x direction, so therefore it is 15 into 10 to the power of 3. In y direction we don't have any load. Whereas coming for node 3, we have resolved. In x direction we have minus 106.106, 106.066. In y direction also we have minus 106.066 kilonewtons. So this is the load vector for the given problem. Now moving for step 7, that is equilibrium equation and application of boundary condition. That is equilibrium equation and application of boundary condition. So equilibrium equation is K matrix into Q matrix is equal to F matrix. We have K matrix into Q matrix. Q matrix is U1, V1, U2, V2, U3, V3. This is equal to F. We have F matrix as 0, 0 plus 15, 0 minus 106.066 minus 106.066 whole multiplied by 10 to the power of 3. I cancel off 10 power 3 and 10 power 3 on either sides. Now applying the boundary condition using elimination method, node 1 is fixed, so therefore U1 and V1 are equal to 0. If you observe node 2, we have roller support, therefore it can move along x-axis, but it is fixed in y-axis, so therefore V2 is 0. Coming for node 3 is completely free, so therefore I should calculate both U3 and V3. So this is the boundary condition. So hence I should cancel off first row and first column. So cancelling off first row and first column, V1 is also equal to 0, so therefore I should cancel off second row and second column. Since V2 is also equal to 0, I should cancel off fourth row and fourth column. Now as per elimination method, in the active rows, the term which are eliminated in their column should be multiplied with their respective displacement and taken to RHS. This is the actual elimination method. If you clearly observe, the displacements are equal to 0. Therefore, if I multiply and take to RHS also, it will become 0. It does not have any effect. So therefore, if I solve for the remaining terms in this matrix itself, will use the correct answer. So therefore, I will solve for the terms which are remaining in this matrix. That is, we are left out with 728.55 minus 353.55. Sorry, I have eliminated. I am extremely sorry. Instead of eliminating fourth column, I have eliminated fifth column. So V2 is corresponding to fourth row and fourth column. So this has to be eliminated. And we have plus 353.55. Now coming for U3 row, we have minus 353.55, 707.1, and 0. Coming for V3 row, we have 353.55, 0, 707.1. So this is multiplied with U2, U3, V3. This is equal to 15 minus 106.066 minus 106.066. So if I solve, I will get the displacements as nodal displacements. The nodal displacements are Q matrix is equal to U1, V1, U2, V2, U3, V3, which is equal to U1 is 0, V1 is 0 and V2 is 0. If I solve this by using equations with 3 unknowns, I will get 728.55 minus 353.55, 353.55, 15 minus 353.55, 707.1, 0 minus 106.066, 353.55, 0, 707.1 minus 106.066. So the answers are U2 is 0.04, U3 is minus 0.13 and V3 is minus 0.17. So the displacements are U2 is plus 0.04, U3 is minus 0.13 and V3 is minus 0.17 millimeters. Now moving ahead for calculating the elemental stresses, we have elemental stresses. We know that the elemental stresses sigma is equal to E by length of the element minus L minus M plus L plus M into Q matrix, that is U1, V1, U2, V2. Now for element 1, if I calculate for element 1 the value of matrix, if I solve, we have U1 is 0 and V1 is also 0. We are left with U2 and V2. So therefore U2 and V2 will multiply with L and M. So therefore L1 is 1 into U2. U2 is 0.04 plus V2 will get multiplied with M. So V2 is 0, M is also 0. So that's all. It is 0.04. So that is Young's modulus is 200 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by length is 800. This is get multiplied with 0.04. So therefore stress in element 1 will become 200 into 10 to the power of 3 into 0.04 divided by 800, which is 10 megapascals. Coming for stress in element 2, we have 200 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by length is 565.685. This matrix multiplication will become, for element 2 the displacements are, I should take U2 V2, U3 V3. So I should take U2 V2 and U3 V3. Coming for U2 V2, so U2 will get multiplied with minus L. So U2 is 0.04 multiplied with minus L. Minus L2 is minus 1 by root 2. So minus of minus will become plus. Plus V2 will get multiplied with minus M. V2 is 0. 0 into anything will become 0. U3 will get multiplied with L. U3 will get multiplied with L. U3 is minus 0.13 get multiplied with L of second element, that is minus 1 by root 2 plus V3 is get multiplied with M. V3 is minus 0.17, this will get multiplied with M. So M is plus 1 by root 2. Plus 1 by root 2. So if I solve, I will get the answer as 0. So 0 into anything will become 0. Specific element 2 is 0. Now coming for element 3. If I move for element 3, we have 200 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by 565.685. For element 3, we have the displacements as u1, v1, u3, v3. So we have u1, v1, u3, v3. u1 and v1 are 0. So this will get multiplied with minus m, it will become 0. We will have to do with u3, v3. u3, v3 will get multiplied with l and m. So therefore, u3 is minus 0.13 get multiplied with l, that is 1 by root 2 into v3 is minus 0.17, it will get multiplied with m, that is also plus 1 by root 2. So if I solve, I will get the answer as minus 0.212 into minus 0.212. So therefore, sigma 3 for this problem is turning out to be 220 to the power of 3 divided by 565.5685, which is minus 75 megapascals. So the stresses are, for element 1 it is plus 10 megapascal, for element 2 it is 0, for element 3 it is minus 75 megapascals. So the matrix multiplication answer I have written here. So this Q matrix is for element 1, u1, v1, u2, v2. For element 2 it will become u2, v2, u3, v3. For element 3 it will become u1, v1, u3, v3. Correspondingly you should change the values of L and M with respect to elements 1, 2 and 3 and solve, we will get these answers. Now finally I should calculate the support reaction. Coming for support reaction, from elimination method we have the formula for support reaction. R is given by K matrix into Q matrix minus F matrix. So this is the K matrix we have. So therefore reaction Rx1, Ry1, Rx2, Ry2, Rx3, Ry3 is equal to K matrix into Q matrix. Q matrix is known to us 0, 0, 0.04, 0, minus 0.13, minus 0.17, minus F. This is multiplied by 10 to the power of 3. So the answers are turning out to be now we have supports at node number 1, so therefore I should solve for node number 1. So this will get multiplied with 0, leave it, this will get multiplied with 0, leave it, this will get multiplied with 0.04. So therefore we have minus 375 multiplied with 0.04 plus 0 into this one is 0. This will get multiplied with this term minus 353.55 will get multiplied with minus 0.13 plus minus 0.17 which is get multiplied with minus 353.55. So the entire answer is multiplied with 10 power 3. Minus we have 0 load, so therefore the answer is 91,065. So let me write it properly. $91,065 is the unit, is the value of force at Rx1. So Rx1 is equal to 91,065. Coming for Ry1, this will get multiplied with 0, leave it. This will get multiplied with 0, leave it. 0 into 0.04 leave, 0 into 0 you leave. These two will get multiplied with these two. So therefore minus 353.55 into minus 0.13 plus minus 353.55 into minus 0.17. So this whole answer should be get multiplied with 10 power 3 minus 0. So therefore the answer is turning out to be 1,06,065. 1,06,065 newtons. Next, coming for Rx2 and Ry2. If you observe, in the x direction we have roller support, so therefore we don't have any reaction. Let us calculate, it should come nearly equal to 0. So this will get multiplied with 0, leave 0 into this with 0, this into 0.04, that is 728.55 into 0.04 plus this term will get multiplied with 0, these two will get multiplied with these two, that is minus 353.55 into minus 0.13 plus 353.55 get multiplied with minus 0.17. This whole multiplication should multiplied by 10 to the power of 3 minus 15 to the power 3, which is nothing but exactly 0. Because we have roller support, there is no reaction. Now coming for Ry2. So if we do Ry2, zeros are there, here also 0 you leave. This is get multiplied with 0.04, that is minus 353.55 into 0.04 plus this is get multiplied with 0, 0, this is get multiplied with this one, this is get multiplied with this one, that is 353.55 into minus 0.13 plus of minus 353.55 is get multiplied with minus 0.17. So we are getting the answer as 0 for reaction along Y also. This is because of the reason where the truss is moving only in x direction. So the force is completely acting on x direction, which is 15 kN. Next, coming for node number 3, since at node number 3 we don't have any supports, this is also equal to 0 and this is also nearly equal to 0. So therefore the support reactions are Rx1 is 91,065 and Ry1 is 1,06,065 newtons. So all these are in newtons. So all these are in newtons. So this is the complete solution for problem number 2. We have calculated the nodal displacements. The nodal displacements are U2 is 0.04, U3 is minus 0.13 and V3 is minus 0.17 millimeters. And we have calculated the elemental stresses. The elemental stresses are, for element 1 the stress is 10 megapascal, for element 2 it is 0, for element 3 it is minus 75 megapascal, And coming for support reaction, we have Rx1 and Ry1, which are turning out to be 91,065 newtons and 1,06,065 newtons respectively. So this completes our discussion on problem number 2. That's all from this lecture. Thank you all.